yourself and Christy and Catherine Martin was down breaking little statues, holy lamps, and breaking flowers and throwing things on top of my son's grave. This is my little son Joe, little daughter Claire, and my son Jerry. We never hid the fact at any time that they commit suicide. My heart goes out to any mother and father that lost a son or a daughter through suicide. May God forgive you for your evil and sick talk, what you're saying about us, right? Stop a minute, Jerry. I just want to say that I am very proud of my mother and my father. I'm very proud of who I am. Up the Moon Wards all the way. I have the bravest sons in Ireland. They're afraid of nobody. If anyone has a problem with them, let them come where they are in Blackberry Lane. Both of my other son and his sons in Ballinasloe, and 3 living in town. Go to the live and don't be going to the dead. It was never known that any stone ever hot back, Lizzie, or the dead will never bother ye. My son is above in the throne of heaven, and may the Lord forgive ye for what you're saying about the dead, the cancer patients, and little sick children. You're evil through the core. You're not Lizzie, only a dirty, rotten she-devil. And Kathleen Mahan, you're every bit as bad. And when you apologise to God for bringing them down to my son's grave for to throw stuff around it, you'll remember my sons by the time that we are finished with ye. My sons is not afraid of any man in England or Ireland, and people knows that. And I am very proud of my husband, Pat Ward, very proud of myself, and very proud of my family, and very proud of my sons and my grandsons and my son-in-law. And when they get ye, it's them ye should be trying to get, not breaking stones. And by the time that my family is finished with ye, remember ye'll know all about them. You already know what they're capable of doing, Gramsy, to you upon several occasions. When you will not be around, Gramsy, and your sons crying out for their father, who'll be there to help them, Gramsy? Because when my sons get your sons, and get your she-devil of a wife, when we get your she-devil of a wife, Gramsy, you'll know all about it, and see what will you be able to do about it again. This is only a cowardly man's act for anyone to come down and vandalise anyone's graveyard. Anybody's. It's not right or lucky. I will not curse you, Gramsy, and I will not curse your family, but I will pray for you, and I will leave ye in the hands and the mercy of God, and God may forgive ye. And Kathleen Mahan, you rig harsha, you don't think that yourself and Paul will never forget this, because the kind of we are, the Moon Wards, is finished with you, Kathleen Mahan. You know all about it. You never will go and bring anyone again, Kathleen, to any grave, to vandalise any grave, and throw stuff around it. That's all I have to say to you, Kathleen.
Right. There's one thing I have to say, and I have to say a few things, but there is one in particular that I will be saying. Never think that my son is my son is a ward. He has all his uncles behind him, every step of the way. He'll never be on his own. Another thing, Lizzie, his father might be dead. My children goes to bed, they know where their father is. He's up in the throne of heaven. He can hit that and never hit back. And by God, when he was around, you wouldn't hit him. Another thing, we know where he is. Gramsy will be, put it this way, Gramsy's cancer. Your children is going to go through the same thing that my children is going to through. You're calling sick children names. I have a young one with special needs. We're not ashamed of her. We don't hide her away. You have Big Anne-Marie up there, you shaved her head, putting it for Gramsy. You have your young fellas hitting her into the face, spitting into her face every time she wants, every time ye wanted. Her name to ye is Cap Marie. You're calling her that for years. There's basically nothing that I can really say, because I don't want to stoop as low as ye for cursing ye. When you hit a headstone, always remember there's a comeback. Gramsy's up in that hospital and we all know why. We don't know if it's cancer he has, we don't know if it's the heroin that done it to him.
is up the Moon wards the whole way. I am proud to be a Moon ward, and I am proud to raise my sons, myself and Pa, for the men that they became. I reckon that I have the bravest sons in Ireland that will back down from nobody, run from nobody, and afraid of nobody. If anyone out there that had a problem with them, instead of breaking stones, cement that water, come to them in Blackberry Lane and see what you can do to them. Come face to face like a man and see what can you do to my sons. And I say it again, up the Moon wards 3 times and up old Johnny Giles, old Blackskin is my father, and I'm proud of him, Lizzie. I'm proud of my father. And
right, this is Lusanne, and I'm reading this letter out on behalf of my mother and father, Pa Ward and Maggie. This is going out to Gramsy and Elizabeth and the big rig of a horse, Kathleen Mott. I see, Lizzie, that you were down at my dead son's grave again, breaking his statues and flowers and vases and throwing them all over the place. Everyone knows that you have no respect for the dead, because you done that, Lizzie, because you thought my sons would break your young brother's John's grave, because your own father could not look into your face at the wedding over you and Gramsy making sick tapes about the dead and the sick children. Now, Lizzie, I have 7 sons, and my poor eldest son is lying here beside me in his grave. You or Gramsy will never hurt him with your sick tapes. I have 6 sons that is living, grandsons, a son-in-law. Stop being so cowardly and hiding behind your sick tapes and come and face the living. My sons and son-in-law and grandsons are willing to fight to the death for the honour of their dead brother and uncle. But I am sure of one thing, they will never break anyone's grave, and that is a promise. I have the 7 bravest sons in Ireland and England. They are all rearing children and not into making sick tapes, like you or Gramsy. My sons will meet ye again. And Gramsy, stop telling people that you are dying with cancer. Only good people die with that. Everyone knows you are dying from your cheap tinfoil poisoning and your dirty heroin. Now, Lizzie, we know you are going to make your sick tapes back. We won't be watching them. We won't be making any of them back. Now, Lizzie, it's your own mother and father that should be vexed and ashamed of you, that you tried what you tried to get done to your own brothers.